Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's old Pappy back with another one. Thanks for tuning in. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Raven with Scorchers and Scald to see what it can do on the battlefield. Now, it's also kind of a little bit of a tribute video here for a player, a longtime iOS player who quit. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it's been at least months ago, if not a year ago now. And that's Lottie-Rose Robinson. Now, anybody that knows Lottie-Rose, she started playing when she was just a kid, as a teenager, and quickly made a name for herself as being the girl in the game who only played Griffins. And eventually, I think her dreams came true, and suddenly Pixonic invented the Raven, and then she switched all the Ravens. She was in a clan with me for a while. She's just a cool kid, and I think is really emblematic of the attitude that we want people to have in the War Robots community. Always positive, always supporting, and playing the game the right way, never cheating, finishing every match, whether you're overmanned or not. And anyway, she ended up getting, real life came into things, and she ended up graduating high school or something like that in England, and she went off and she's living her life now. So good for her. But I thought, why not take out this Raven and just for one little day here, just see what the Raven could do as a nod to Lottie, and also to show you what the Raven can do with these Scalds and Scorchers attached. So let's get into it really quickly. You've been seeing me jump all around the map here. First thing you need to know about the Raven, if you don't have it in your hangar, it has a double jump. The second jump is much stronger than the first jump. You can use it in all kinds of cool little tactics. You can do what I did there, which is just kind of float straight up into the air. You can also, when you're walking in a direction, jump, and it will really propel you across the battlefield. When you count the jumps and the walking ability, it is one of the fastest bots in the game. Now, the other thing to remember about it is that it has 2 mediums and 2 lights. So it pairs really nicely with these Scorchers and Scalds, and they're not totally MK2 maxed as you saw at the beginning of the video, but they're still fairly strong. And the thing about these weapons, they're kind of a mashup of, say, the Ember family and the Columbus family. So they do explosive area damage, but they also do fire damage. So they'll go through shields, which of course is great to know in a meta where everybody and their dog's playing shells these days. So it is good to be able to stop those shell hordes. Now let's just see here. They don't really see me over here, do they? So I'm just going to sit here and look at this. I'm actually able to hit several guys in, all in together. And the other thing to remember about this build and these weapons is that when you use them, the heat effect slowly builds up and charges and charges and charges, and then the robot you're shooting will actually explode, and it will do extra damage. And so I kind of have mixed feelings about that, right? Because I would almost prefer to do the damage right away rather than have to wait for it to build up. Why? Because the longer that you're waiting for the longer you wait for your enemy to die, the more likely he's going to kill you, right? So kind of the jury's out on that one. But I do think that they are fairly good weapons if you're looking for a mid-range setup. Now, the other cool thing about this build to know is that the Raven has a unique ability in that when it's combined with the right pilot, Michelle Dubois, I think her name is, it actually does extra damage when you jump in the air. And so you do extra damage, and you get damage resistance when you're using your ability as well. So it really pairs well in the sense that if you can time your jumps, really be careful. I got to stop talking for a second because it's funny. The one challenge to this build, really important to say, is all of these new absorber chips, the Aegis chips, all the emergency chips, combine that with the Demeters and all those other robots. And you can see what's kind of happening over here. I am just absolutely pounding these guys, hammering these guys, and yet I'm not doing a hell of a lot of damage. Why? Mostly because everybody has so much defensive capabilities now, whether or not it's your drones that give you a get out of jail free card with some sort of shield, whether or not it's your pilots that give you some sort of special defensive ability, mitigation, whatever it would be, or whether or not it's an innate ability of the robot. it is one of the oh, son of a gun, look at that, I'm getting hit by the same weapons. Yikes, get out of here, get out of here, get down, get down, get down. That was actually kind of cool though. I gotta admit, that was kind of cool, because when I got shot, you could see the actual rockets within the flames. There was at least 4 different rockets there. So that was kind of a cool effect. Anyway, let's just jump up. You can see me using that ability again, trying to hit this guy. Unfortunately, that guy was a leech, so as soon as I started hitting him, he started using his ability. And I think this, to be honest with you, would I run this build all the time in my hangar? Probably not. And even though I am enjoying it, I have several hangars open, so sometimes I just have a fun hangar, and I just kind of like to run bots for fun, just because they're fun, right? I mean, I've always liked jumping bots. I've always liked, super fast bots. Right from the very beginning, I loved Rogatka and I loved Griffin. They were my 2 favorite bots back in like 2014, 2015. So definitely, I enjoy using Raven sometimes. But would I use it all the time? Well, if you're going to be in serious games where you're going to be trying to win, especially if you're in a clan or something like that, you want to do what my buddy to the left of me here is doing, which is run a Demeter or run one of these other meta bots. And I think the reason is, you see, you just got me there. I think the reason is that you spend so much of your time on the run or hiding, trying to get away from your enemies. And I think a lot of the other robots that are out there, they really are just like movable tanks. That's all they are just like, they're so tricked out with their hard shells, their energy shields, their Aegis shields, their God almighty, like every type of shield out there. And so this is really a bot for a select group of people. And I think that's why Lottie-Rose, getting back to Lottie-Rose for a second, I think that's why Lottie liked it so much, is because it takes so much skill to run. This is not just a mash the buttons and win the game bot. This is an absolute epitome of skill. You have to be able to juke and jive and hit and hide, time your attacks, use your jump to, like right here, to get away, get out of harm's way. Anyway, so my final thoughts. This is freaking Scorpion just paused, jumped right in. He jumped right in on me here. Final thoughts: hell of a lot of fun to run. Not super duper effective, I don't think, at this point. Maybe once I get the Scalds and the Scorchers leveled up a bit more, it's going to do a bit more damage. But you can kind of see the challenge when you're up close against somebody, in this sort of dance of death. You really are doomed, and you're probably going to die, just like I did there. So anyway, until next time, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you do remember Lottie-Rose, drop a line in the comments. Just send her a shout out. She was just a great kid, great member of the community. It was a shame that she had to quit the game, but life happens. And just a shout out to her and to all the other true-hearted war robots, players out there who play the game the right way. So until next time, I'll see you in the battlefield.